So when you come to Anambra State, Osumenyi is regarded as one of richest community, most beautiful community, and otherwise. So this is the first story building in Osumenyi.
Exactly.
So in 1936.
Yes.
Wow. So and you people maintain it this way. So why people keep it like you don't want to push it down?
We want to maintain the originality of the place. We don't push it down.
It's like your family is one of the biggest family in this community. Or
that
largest.
One of, I cannot say without taking the census. But when you talk about education, for example, I can tell you why first.
I like that. And it's from your grandfather.
Of course, now, like I told you, he imbibed the education. And then, like my father was the first police officer in this area.
Your own father?
Yes, my own father was the first police officer in this area. He was one of the first politicians in this area. He did the NCNC politics in those days.
The name?
Emmanuel Unigo, you see if you can get there.
Wow, the picture is there.
Of course. Like I told you, Osumenyi used to answer a different name, not Osumenyi before.
Okay.
But during the time of my father as a police officer,
okay,
and there was a debate, so I had to find a difference from Osumenyi and Osumenyi.
Okay. Osumenyi and Osumenyi was brothers?
The same sound, like one of them might be migrated from here, we don't know. Okay. But it's the same Osumenyi or something. So my father opted for Osumenyi. That that's why I called out the word that there's a family here that killed in those days. So Osumenyi. So we had to order that original name. From then they accepted the name. Because the man who gave that name. My name is Mr. Austin Nemeka Unigwe.
Okay.
Popularly known as Akalogo or Osi Rock and Roll. You are welcome to Obi Unigwe. Okay. Obi Eziko Unigwe. This is the Obi. And then that holds the entire family together, the kindred together.
Okay. Unigwe is kindred.
This is Unigwe. They are kindred. They are all from here with them.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
So it's a meeting place for the kindred, but it's not probably known as Obi Eziko Unigwe.
Okay. Obi
Eziko Unigwe. You can see described there.
Yeah. Obi Eziko Unigwe. So
that is his title.
Obuho
was a warrior in his days. That's the meaning, Obuho.
Okay. Obuho. Yes. Wow. Eze
Ochiri.
Osumenyi.
Yes. That is the rank in those days when might was right. In that days.
Yes. So Eze Ochiri of Osumenyi.
Yes.
Can you tell us more about this great family? So you want to go detail?
Okay, my friend, it may take a very long list of storytelling by this time. But this family, I tell you, is one of the pioneers of the town. Think about it. We migrated sometime in the 18th something from far back where we call it Ekpe. You can see if we get there, you can see the remnant of where we migrated to this place.
Wow.
But the people that migrated to this place is the Eskunigwe I'm telling you of.
Okay.
And that's his house.
That's your grandfather or great grandfather?
My grandfather.
Your grandfather.
My grandfather. That's the Eskunigwe himself.
Okay.
He built this house. You can see the date. There's not today.
This house?
Yes.
Wow.
This house, to tell you how strong it is, this is the original zinc. Nothing has been removed here. Not even an inch of a nail.
So everything here is original. That's how it was built.
Exactly.
So do you know exactly the year this house was built?
You can come closer. It is written there. Because Eskunigwe welcomed the white men after having a long fight with them. He accepted the defeat and they welcomed them. So he went ahead to imbibe the Englishman's wisdom and educated his children. That is the secret of his word.
Okay. So was he a merchant, like a slave trade merchant?
Not necessarily that time, but he was a community leader. Business, slave trade business was not very popular then here, but I know there's insecurity all over the place. So it's like every man to his tent trying to build up a formidable defense on himself and his family. That's what it looks like in those days.
Okay.
So like it is now, his brothers have to stay around him, guard them. Either they need to warfare, they go protect themselves. That's why and Sandy, they lived in those days.
Wow. So this mud house is he was the one who built this mud house.
This mud house was the one who built this house. It goes to this house.
This
yes. And this is what was it? Because this is no longer there. The wife's
okay.
lived.
That is the quarters, the wife quarters.
The wife quarters, yes. The wife quarters. That he married 3 wives. 1, 2, 3. That's how they're staying.
Okay, here was one of the wife's place, and here is
one
so okay.
Yeah. And behind there's one around.
That's massive.
You can see the house was built in 1930. 36.
Okay, 1936.
Yes.
And it's still strong this way.
Nothing had been moved. The same window, the same zinc, the same step. Like that.
So this is the first story building in Osumenyi.
Exactly.
So in 1936.
Yes.
Wow. So and you people maintain it this way. So why people keep it like you don't want to push it down?
We want to maintain the originality of the place. We don't push it down. It's the house we are after, not after the picture of the place, but what I'm telling you now.
Okay, the history.
Yes, the history we want to maintain.
Okay.
The originality.
So that your grandchildren will meet it and know where they come from.
Like that, yes.
Wow.
Well, most of us, like I lived here, most of us lived here before we spread it where we are going to now. There's no written document to show that, but like I told you, I belong to both sides of the stage, the old and the new.
Okay.
And I know that I heard from the new old ones that this was the person. Nobody disputes that. You can say it anywhere in Osumenyi. Nobody says you can verify it. If anybody says no, come on, and they put it right.
So this one is no doubt that this is the first story building in Osumenyi.
Exactly.
And there's a question that will pop out that anywhere. See, as we have gone to many places doing documentary concerning our grandfathers, just like Unigwe himself.
Yes.
And people believe that whenever they see this house, they will be saying the white people use them to conquer us. What do you have to say about it? Like, did your father a tool to conquer Igbo people, to enslave us?
No, sir. I don't believe so. Like I told you, my grandfather and his friends, as far as I know, were like they protected the community. In those days, before you can move far, you must go with some like the authority of somebody that is known. Otherwise, you will be kidnapped somewhere. But because of his influence and popularity, you want to travel out, it gives you the visa. When you say you're from here, nobody touches you. Because you tell you that his hands are clean, he never offended anybody. So tell you are from this place, you have something that's going on. So if you have done things done wrong, you wouldn't claim I should tell you to do that. Say from here to anywhere you go to, if anybody challenges you, tell him you are the son of Iskonyigwe, that he never did anything bad to anybody. He didn't claim, no, was not involved in slave trade. But like I told you, it was clever enough to imbibe the white man's doctrine, teaching of education.
Okay.
After fighting with them, he had a big fight with them because Ubu Al-Kazodi was a warrior.
Yes.
They conquered him, he succumbed, and listened to them, and then from where he became great. Because I can tell you, in those days, almost all the priests went to school.
Okay, that's why the Onigwe become more popular and even influential.
We don't trade. We don't trade. I hardly see any 1 or 2 people trading. But we are okay with education.
Wow.
We have a lot of us overseas now. You can count about 30 or 40.
Overseas, Onigwe's family.
Yes.
So it's like your family is one of the biggest family in this community. Or
largest. I cannot say without taking the census. But when you think of education, for example, I can tell you why first.
I like that. And it's from your grandfather.
Of course, now, like I told you, he imbibed the education. And then, like my father was the first police officer in this area.
Your own father?
Yes, my own father was the first police officer in this area. He was one of the first politicians in this area. He did the NCNC politics in those days.
The name?
Emmanuel Onigo. You see if going to get there.
Wow, the picture is there.
Of course.
I love history. So the reason why I'm going deep this way is that people believe anytime they see this house,
yes.
they will have that mindset that these people are tools that colonize us, like they used to colonize us and make it a slave to whites. So and there's many things, like anytime we want to like explain to them, it becomes more difficult. So they believe like each village have this kind of house, and this kind of house represents those people the white people use to cage us. and because you are our grandfather, so you know more. So tell us more about this slave thing, like the way our people think. They think like all the Igwes, Warren chief, are slave merchants, or a choose to enslave us.
I don't know, my brother, how can I explain this to you? I told you from what I know from the man. He told us any of us, any of his sons, anywhere, from here to Newe, that Chinese sort or anywhere at all, don't call his name, that you are the son of the man and you are both free, because he himself never committed any atrocity. Like I told you, he fought the white man seriously before he was conquered, he succumbed.
Yes,
His greatness was that he listened to them after the conquest and then learned from them by educating his children. That's what I'm saying.
So which means like his influence is a light to Igbo nation, not a slave, not slavery.
The man, the son, that is son of Isgunigwe, was the chairman of Igbo State Welfare Union in Lagos. You can understand that that's on Igwe. It's from his father's idea that was able to go to Lagos and become a chairman of local government.
Wow. The name is what?
Udeze Unigwe. I said the first police officer in this area.
Yeah.
He retired. It was in the colonial days. Was police officer. He retired, and then I said, as a court clerk, you will see his picture there. He said it cannot be true that he enslaved others to make himself big. Rather, he protected his brothers. That was his ideology.
Okay.
Around here, were he put his brothers close relations.
Yes.
He's the head of the entire family, the Megacy Model family, the kindred. So that was been his legacy. He left that kindred. He was built this house, and we're all living here. We all grew up here. Anybody around here has a link from here. So it was lack of protective. It was never a threat to anybody. That was why he was proud and confident of himself when he said, "Go out, challenge anybody. If anything says has any wrong done by him, come back to him. I will answer you."
So that is how proud he was.
Yes.
And he knows his name has no any
We are proud, though, let me tell you, but don't take this. One thing is that we are proud. I'm proud.
Okay.
So take it.
Okay. You are proud, and not only your father.
Not that I'm not envious. I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, I understand.
Then we were like that. That's new way, you know. Wow. That is why at times we fall out with some of our time boys. When they say I talk to Unigwe's son, they
become like angry.
Angry. But that is my father's way, because he's sure of himself anywhere, anytime. He doesn't know anybody. He has nothing to fear.
Okay, so the product is not like it did not start from you people. It started from your grandfather.
Yes, we're really elegant and proud, and you see, we're very tall, handsome men.
Wow, and not only handsome, but very great and
yes. We're great in our own ways.
Yeah,
if you ever feel find us, we'll make a move, make an impact.
Wow.
But one thing I know I can tell you that we are not very good in the business.
Okay, but as education.
Yes, but education, yes. Politics, yes.
Wow.
The new way himself talking about was a chief, a paramount chief. You know what a paramount chief in those days?
Yeah, it's just like a.
It's like all the towns around. And he was the head of the judiciary.
Wow.
I can tell you how it was recognized in his own days.
Yeah. Okay. So from him now.
Yes. From his sons now, like I told you. Again, I show you some pictures of direct sons.
Okay.
And what they attend in life.
Okay.
Tell you the direction I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Okay. This is the Unigwe. This is Unigwe I'm telling you about.
So this is the man.
You can see his regalia, and the chief can see regalia.
Yeah.
This picture must have taken me around 1920s or what so.
This is Unigwe?
Yes.
Wow. The man himself.
Yes, the man himself.
The warrior.
In his regalia. You can see he's dressed like a chief.
Yeah.
Somebody in those days. That's the man.
And you people were able to keep the picture and everything intact.
Yes. Well, tried. Wow. But I can always find this picture somewhere else, not only here. Oh. Some of us keep it privately.
And this one?
And here is his first son. His first son, we call him Nai Mohumba, Chief George Unigwe. Kasi was born in 1896.
His first son was born in 1896.
Yes, that was born. Born in Naya.
Huh.
And I told you, he supposed to be the first engineer, road engineer in Matana, this area. Free from the all these roads here, he mapped them out.
He mapped all the roads in this Osumenyi.
Actually, this one, the major one those days, like
Yes.
What is it? Was did it?
So the first engineer, like in this Newi South.
Yes.
And he was born in 1896.
Yes.
So like all these major roads mapped from like even
Civil engineer,
Pasu to Osumenyi.
He's for here to Aqua.
He mapped
He mapped it. For here to Ubo, he mapped it.
Wow.
And his first son.
This is too much, huh?
This is his second son.
Okay.
He was a farmer.
He was a farmer.
Yes.
Chief.
Chief. South in Negro was a farmer. In those days, his family was exceptional.
1898 to 1988.
Okay.
That's massive.
You can see his house.
So
Yes.
okay, the house is at the back.
This one here, okay.
Wow.
That's his descendant.
Mm.
This is an interesting picture.
Okay.
What I'm saying is interesting that you will hear about Honorable Fred Onigwe.
Honorable Fred,
Yes.
yeah.
And is his son. His son is his father.
So this is the father of Honorable Fred Onigwe.
Yes. When you talk about politics in this town,
Yeah.
around it's one of the pioneers and number one.
When you come to Newi South, you cannot talk about even Anambra as a whole.
Yes, he was during the NPP side. He was chief executive leader in the house.
Yeah, during the time of Obodo.
Yes.
Okay.
This is his son. You can go to grow up, you see one White House.
Yeah.
That's his house.
Okay, the White House.
Yeah.
The one they wrote White House.
Yes, that's the other house.
And I thought it's...
And they left from here.
Okay, this is
this man, they left from here because they left from the right place.
So that's the direct son of your grandfather.
Yes, that's what this is where my guys son, my grandfather. How can I show you that this? Direct sons
Okay.
of my grandfather.
Hey. Oh, wow. I love that.
This is Honorable Prince Michael UC it's one of his sons, but and he lives just there. That's the person I was calling.
Is that the famous district council?
Yes, almost like the first.
Yeah.
In this time when they had the first
district council.
Yes.
That's the famous, like when we talk of the council in this town, that's the first person.
Yes.
Wow, from the Negro family.
Yes.
This is too much.
He was contested and he won it.
Okay, it was not a point.
No.
I love that.
Now we meet late Chief Ibale Onigwe.
Okay.
That's my father I'm talking about.
Okay, this is your father.
Yes. I told you he was the first one of the foremost police officers in this area.
Hey. And was he the one that become councillor in Lagos?
Yes. What about the councillor? What E4? You have to go to what E4 Yaba was the chairman of E4.
Hey.
That was before the war.
Before the war.
Was that the war that brought them back?
Okay.
And it was during the crisis where it was throughout the period of wartime, was the chairman of the town committee, was president of the committee. And he made sure that every school was on till the end of the war. It was schooling at the end of the war.
So during the war, the school was going on in Osumenyi.
Under his control.
Wow.
He used his police sense and whatever, and then put on the people. Here is Mr. Ben Onigwe.
Okay.
Here is a famous cutlack.
The famous cutlass.
Yes, in this area.
In this area. When we talk of Newi South.
Yes.
Hey.
The first and foremost cutlack. I guess his house is there. Down there.
Okay. Okay.
And the last but not the least, the youngest of them all.
Okay.
Was late.
So, what is them?
Flip Onigwe.
Philip in Igbo. So what's
like I told you, we don't do business. What was doing last time was Ocho passenger. You know Ocho passenger?
I don't know.
You don't know what this all these things are advertised now. They call it Aburo.
Okay, Aburo. Okay.
But it was really very good. When you get on the chat, if you call his name, you don't know him, then you have to know it.
So Aburo was a very good professional.
Of course, now in those days when it was very good professional, people only just personalize this now.
What? Even now? Okay. Because the one who controls Aburo in Onitsha is not a small person.
These are his sons too.
Okay. What made Osumenyi to be the richest community, or one of the most beautiful communities in the whole Anambra state?
Okay. First and foremost, I can tell you about one of the most beautiful. You talk about one of the richest, I don't know because I don't enter people's pocket to know how rich they are.
Yeah.
But one thing I know is that at times a name of somebody's name makes it what it is.
Yes.
It's natural.
Yeah.
Like if you come to my town and say Osumenyi, we say Enyi, Enyi Ukwo. So Osumenyi man anywhere is not it doesn't take it business joking, he's a serious businessman. Because he wants to maintain his status. I say Enyi Ukwu.
Because Enyi
Ukwu. So you cannot come and see Enyi, come and see Enyi. No. So name is one.
Okay.
Two, Osumenyi people, let me tell you, it's true, we love ourselves.
Okay.
We love ourselves. No matter what you see we are doing here, we still love ourselves. We are good at that. Osumenyi will take you, you will love stupidly. Let me tell you, I'm not trying to belittle my people. But in those old days, if a Dibia comes here, a Dibia, they call Dibia, who come on the tenant, they all come from far. They live here with a lot of goodies. Because my people are generous. They can always give. They are proud people.
Okay. So you people
even up to today, that happens. I can tell you all these people, strangers, tell you, we are good people. We love strangers, love people, love ourselves too. But forget about our disagreements.
Yes. So it's everywhere.
Yes.
Okay. So you think that the name Osumenyi is motivation to Osumenyi?
Exactly. That's what I believe. And that is, I said, look at it, check up not only Osumenyi, check out any name from somebody. Watch out that name. What is the part of the name on the person? It's natural.
So that is Igbo's not correct and make a face out there. Oh?
Not doing that. I said Nafa.
If I didn't okay.
Even Nafa.
Yes. Alpha don't mean. Alpha don't mean. Alpha mother don't mean.
Thank you. And secondly, because of the love we have ourselves, most of my brothers, they really come here to invest.
Okay.
Like some of these roads you are seeing now, it's not done by government too.
Okay.
It's done by Osumenyi indigenous.
Single-handedly.
All of them.
So do you know that
we haven't gotten any government something here.
So all the road connections, do you know that you don't have bad roads? Even one bad road is not here. In this Osumenyi, we have gone like some areas, but I have not seen any bad roads.
You see all these roads here? You see, it's done by Osumenyi boys and men, not by government.
Wow. The name Osumenyi.
Like I told you, Osumenyi used to answer a different name, not Osumenyi before.
Okay.
But during the time of my father as a police officer,
okay,
and there was a debate, so I had to find a difference from Osumenyi and Osumenyi.
Okay. Osumenyi and Osumenyi was brothers?
The same sound, like one of them might be migrated from you, I don't know.
Okay.
But it's the same Osumenyi or something. So my father opted for Osumenyi. That that's why I call that the word that there's a family here that killed in those days. So it's Osumenyi. So we have to order that name. And then I accepted the name. Because the man will give that name. So that's the man.
That's your father?
Yes.
Hey, this is history. And do you think every Osumenyi man knows about this history?
No, not many, because not a thing to make noise about. It's only because you're asking me.
Yes.
Otherwise, I've no reason to tell you that.
Yes. So, and are you not bothered about we not telling our history as in Igbos?
You are telling me, let me tell you, I'm a teacher. I was a teacher for more than 10 years.
Okay.
But you know what baffles me? Why did they remove history in the school curriculum? I want to ask you that question.
I'm the one that to ask you.
No, I should ask you now.
Okay, then even if they remove the history, do you think that's the way to bring our history back?
How do you, when you are condemning history, you don't want to know our past? Nobody, government now says don't want you to know our past. Like I know that studied history, even the British history, I know I have an idea. I'm not a historian, but at least I have an idea. I can tell you how some of these war people migrated. I can tell you some part of my own town. Some people migrated to this place. Like I told you, this family migrated from somewhere called down there. They can when you go there, you see, I still know where my grandfather lived. We have the walls are still there.
So why is it that we don't have like a king, let's say Igwe, or a traditional ruler that governs all the Osumenyi?
Thank you
why
very
is
much.
it not that way?
Thank you very much. This is a very interesting story about Osumenyi.
Okay.
The truth about it is that Osumenyi, like I told you, this very kindred migrated from down. We call it, it's not very far from here.
Okay.
You can see the date there. If not, you can find if this house was built in around 19 or you should know it's around 18 something.
Yeah.
Or maybe 80 something that's what the migration was built. Because my mom must have lived at 50 years here to be able to build a kind of house.
Yeah.
Or 25 years. Plus and minus, if I had this around 18 something, maybe they were still down there.
Yes.
And same thing, a lot of them came this, a lot of us came this way to settle here. There were a lot of migration, movement of people in those days. So in order to avoid who came first and who is to become the first, who can become that kind of torso of power that often brings death to our people. My fathers, in their wisdom, said, let us not have Igwe something.
That we like this person is the
powerful, Igwe this and that. Whether I would prefer to become a democratic republic. Okay. Become republic. You can contest, become president, and then you rule the town. I told you my father was the president of the town during the war. In this case, he was appointed by the government then.
So that is the president PG we are talking about.
The president PG, and that was the public PG that was also appointed by the government, but because of the problem. Otherwise, the normal thing here is for us to do our politics, produce a leader, which we have been doing. Even though, because of our shortcomings, it's not very interesting. That's no problem coming out of here. Yes. But the main cause, I told you, because a lot of people here came from different paths, and to avoid the problem of who came first, who's going to become a this.
Yes.
I think my fathers in their wisdom say, keep their chieftaincy something, Igwe something.
Let's do it this way.
Otherwise, people like us, like me, I have a claim to Igwe now. You can be more qualified than let's go Igwe to become Igwe. In this town.
So do you think that was the best
of course not. I think that decision was correct. I liked it. Otherwise, other people can come up with their own version of their own story.
It's true. It's true. Because many villages are having the problem now.
Yes, sir.
They could have avoided it if like they did the same thing on your fathers.
Like I told you, I think they can get about 2 or 3 more families like this here in Osumenyi. Each person will come up with his own argument. His argument it came because there was no record to show who came first.
Yes. So what is your advice to the youth who want to make money, who want to get it by fire, by force?
Thank you very much. Like I told you, I belong to the board and the last old and its present. The present youth, I'm sorry to say, they're finished. And one thing that actually bothers me is that they are not challenging the cause of the failure. We, the elders, contribute a lot to whatever the youth are today.
Okay.
At times, I don't blame anybody because you cannot give what you don't have. Okay. The problem with the society is that most of us don't know. We lack education.
And then we think we know.
And what are we? Then we're fools. We're foolish. We're fools.
I love that. It's true.
That's the truth about it, my brother. The white man left us too early.
And I even think the white people contribute for our family.
No, what did we know now? We knew nothing. But the white man left us too early because We are too already in order to become independent. And then what have you known? The very few people who learn from the white man, who are swallowed up. Now, instead of we now accepting the fault, we now started blaming the white man. I'm asking you, if you don't like, if they carry their juju, okay, what about the education they give you? What about the good health they give you? What about that other goodies? That's what I want you to.
Mm.
How can you become rich without working?
Mm.
How can you sow where you didn't reap? Sorry, how can you reap where you didn't sow?
Yes.
That time they said juju this morning. I tell you, sorry to say that. It reminds me in those days during the wartime. I was a war officer. Some of us went to collect juju. They all died though. That's what's there, and I don't believe in juju.
During the war?
Yes. I was so young, 17 years, I joined the Biafran army as an officer. I told you, you knew how to behave. I said, I must not join, but as an officer. So some of my colleagues went and collected this juju from us, mushroom juju men. None of them survived the war. But me, I believe my eye, my ear, my God. Whatever, that's how I survived. My number 6, call number 6 in the army.
Yeah.
The system is corrupt. That's where the problem is. From the church to the market we're all corrupt. We're all talking about money. Money is not everything. We must learn to be contented with what we have. We must learn to have values for other things, not only money. Like I told you, I don't have too much money, but I'm contented. You know why? I have education.
So which means education is one of the key.
It's one of the key. I have education, very good, the best you can think of in those days today. When I see students and I say, well, people students, how can you ask students to buy a calculator and do the exam? But you say students, secondary school students, to buy a calculator, 100 calculator, 100,000 naira for an exam. Then what are we going to exam for? The government will tell you the answer now.
Yes.
But one days we read to 3 a.m. to prepare for the exam. Today you see asking a student to bring phone, Android phone to enter an exam hall. Who's fooling who? So that's society. The bishop and if we never that whatever we're calling every day going to church, anywhere I go work, donation, Thanksgiving, this and that. Who are you impoverishing? It's not the parents impoverishing. Who are making Thanksgiving every day? One man is. It's not corruption.
It's corruption.
The teachers will continue go and bring our sister, bring this, bring that. Who is paying? The parents. Making the burden too much for ourselves because of corruption. So we must differentiate. Money is good, but it's not everything. Education first. Money is good. Some of us now, some of us, like I told you, are educated, they're making the money now. But the point is that they are contented. That's the one thing. They're not, who do you know they're making the money? I have a brother here, cousin here. I know he's in money, but you don't hear him talk, sir. He's in London now. Somebody has a chemist in London, nobody needs.
Yes.
He's talking about pounds. But if he comes here, I came here last week and went to, nobody knows he came. So money is good. You enjoy it, but don't let it to be enter your head.
Yeah. Thank you very much.